Geelong Historical Society Ford Centenary Presentation, May 21st, 2025. Good afternoon. I'm Harry Roberts, President of the Geelong Historical Society. Thank you for your kind invitation for our society to attend today's celebration of Ford Australia Centenary. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person because I'm currently overseas. I'm taking this opportunity to make my short presentation about the legacy of the Ford Motor Company in Geelong. I believe I'm well placed to make some observations. As a resident of Geelong for more than 60 years, a teacher at Geelong Technical Schools, Geelong College and Deakin University, I know the importance of the Ford Motor Company to the Geelong community. The Ford Motor Company's establishment in Geelong has resulted in 100 years of social and economic benefits for Geelong. Ford also benefited from good profits from the sale of cars, a trained and plentiful workforce, and a place to call home in Australia. We tend to think that Ford's connection with Geelong has ceased with the closure of manufacturing operations in 2016. Few know the Yuyang's Proving Ground still operates, as well as the Ford Research and Development Centre in Norlane. In this short presentation, I'll focus on Ford's many community interactions as I have seen and experienced them. To me, that is their legacy. In Australia, the name Ford and Geelong is synonymous. Many people who live in Geelong would know somebody who worked at Ford, and a good number may themselves have worked at Ford too. Since 1925, thousands of Geelong citizens toiled in those iconic red and white factories that faced the Geelong to Melbourne Road. The company has grown from humble beginnings to a manufacturing giant. In its heyday, it was spread to 5 separate locations in and around Geelong that I can remember. Ford has been more than a place of automotive manufacture. It was an outstanding corporate citizen, patron and benefactor. Ford supported social organisations, such as the sponsorship of the Geelong Performing Arts Centre. Theatre patrons were entertained in the Ford Theatre between 1981 and 2011. Sporting enthusiasts still benefit from Ford's sponsorship of the Geelong Football Club. Few people today would know of the important role Ford played in the manufacture of military equipment during World War II. After the war, its contribution to Australian and Geelong society was in the provision of jobs to cater for the huge influx of European migrants, both displaced and those seeking a fresh start in life. Recently erected information boards outside the former Norlane Migrant Hostel explain that immigrants made up 47% of Ford's workforce in 1955, and that grew to 87% by 1974. I arrived in Australia as a migrant from England in 1959, 1 year before the first locally made Ford Falcon rolled off the assembly line. At primary school in Geelong, I discovered the parents of my friends from all nationalities were employed at Ford. As a student at Corio Technical School, now called Northern Bay P-12 College, I was allocated Ford House. The colour, of course, was blue. Students at the Tech knew to get an apprenticeship at Ford was to receive the best apprentice training in Geelong. Later, at university, Ford graduates' recruitment program was keenly sought. As a teacher in Geelong, I was aware Ford had a very close working relationship with secondary schools and the Gordon Institute of Technology. Managing Director of Ford Australia in the 1980s was Bill Dix. He was a local boy who was educated at Geelong College and later a member of the Geelong College Council from 1983 to 1990. Apart from his work at Ford, Bill's local community roles were Commissioner of the City of Geelong and Finance Director of the Geelong Football Club. Ford's manufacturing role helped to build the skills base of Geelong, provided employment, and facilitated the development of housing in many suburbs through the wages that the employees earned. Some of my friends lived at the Norland Migrant Hostel, which was adjacent to the Ford Product Engineering Building, and the hostel was diagonally opposite the main plant. Many people who lived there were employed at Ford, and the hostel became known colloquially as the Ford Paddock. Migrants seeking to work hard and make a new start in Geelong found good wages and working conditions at Ford, and their salary helped them to buy houses in a range of suburbs and local communities. Many lived in the Housing Commission areas of North Shore, Norlane and Corio. Good wages and overtime also allowed employees to educate their children and provide a comfortable life for their family. It wasn't just income that Ford provided, it was a chance to bank and obtain loans through the Ford Credit Union, and some employees used these funds to take advantage of the generous company new car subsidy program. On a broader scale, skill development was spread throughout Geelong community, and that training spawned the creation of new businesses, some of whom became vendors to the company. Ford training was the best industry training in all skills, not just those pertaining to the factory floor. Computer technology was enhanced through Geelong Industries too. Draftsmen used computer-aided design, or CAD, as well as computer-aided manufacture, or CAM. These skills were later disseminated in the Geelong community. In the broader community, local enthusiasm for Ford cars has not diminished. 7,000 Ford enthusiasts met at Eastern Gardens in April this year to celebrate Geelong's All Ford Day. The meeting has been organised by the Kiwanis Club since 1991. This year the Centenary anniversary was top of mind and 150 cars were entered into the judging competition. Many of those enthusiasts bought cars from Geelong Ford dealerships. Geelong's first dealership was A&V Margetts. They were established and sold cars in April 1920, yes, before the manufacturing plant. With Ford car production on their doorstep in 1926, their business grew, but like the Margetts brothers, many dealerships have come and gone. But Rex Gorell still keeps the Ford flag flying, and it is the city's sole Ford dealer. So from 1920, Geelong's workforce has been boosted by employing management and sales staff, as well as trained mechanics, and both Ford and the Geelong citizens benefited. Today you will not hear the thud of the presses in the stamping plant, nor the machines turning, shaping and drilling the engine components. Now the main building has closed, old buildings are being occupied and repurposed, as well as new factories being constructed on their site. So, what is Ford's legacy? Well, it's all of these things. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your meeting today.